The cold crops are the cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, kale. There's probably more, but we grow only cabbage. My grandfather grew cabbage, I guess, back in the 40s, and my dad and my uncle, they've grown cabbage all their life, all my life, and we're just focused on the cabbage.
Actually, Alan Banks also raises pumpkins and cattle on his Carroll County farm, but cabbage is a major crop for him. Like many produce growers in the mountains of Southwest Virginia, he's been busy all summer raising cool season crops, or cole crops, to meet a growing demand from consumers.
If you back up 15 years ago, we didn't grow them. I mean, there might have been somebody with a quarter-acre patch or something, but we didn't grow them. It was just something that a friend of ours who's a buyer with a major chain store in the United States kept on asking me and the Department of Ag rep here in this area about getting somebody to grow them, and we kind of talked some of the cabbage growers into putting them in their fields, and some of them liked them enough. They started growing more and more quantity, and it's been a good deal for some. You know, it's went from, like I say, basically nothing crop to $1.5 million, $2 million crop for the county, so that's been important.
Carroll County's 2 interstate highways allow cole crops to be shipped by truck to almost 70% of the nation's population within 10 hours, and the climate is perfect for them.
The other thing, because we're on top of this mountain, we got some elevations, we're 10 degrees cooler than, 15 miles down the road here at the foot of the mountain, okay? So it makes a big difference in what we can grow, especially on these cole crops, what we want to talk about today. Cabbage, the greens, the broccoli, the cauliflower, all that stuff tends to do a little better up here because it's cooler and you have cooler nights as well.
Like many agriculture sectors, farmers here had to adapt to this year's pandemic when the growing season was just starting. And then there's always the weather.
Well, from the beginning, our help was got held up at the border with the consulate office. And they were about 4 to 5 weeks late getting here, and we had to get local help to scrounge around and start the planting process. But we finally got them here and got started, and it's been, other than that, training and trying to worry and fret over keeping them straight, hopefully not catch the virus. That's been the biggest issue. Just a lot of worry and stress is what the COVID's affected us.
On the COVID side, one of the things that's happening, we are spending time in training on how to handle a COVID situation, how to handle it if you have it, how to handle it to prevent it, and how to detect it. We go through the procedure every start of every shift on temperature and questions.
The rain's been a pain. We had a good early season, or early crop, and then when the rain affected us, it really hurt our crop a lot. We lost some. We lost some. We just couldn't keep up with the weeds, because weeds will take your cabbage crop if you're not careful. And then the later crops have been real nice. So it's kind of like a high, low, high is what we're dealing with this year.
Meanwhile, demand for fresh produce like cole crops has been through the roof this year.
The COVID has caused our product to be in demand. People's eating at home. Our product is mostly consumed at people's homes, and it's really jumped up. This is late season for us. We typically are not harvesting collards or kale or mustard and turnips this time of year, but the demand raising so much that we are having an opportunity here late in the year to harvest.
If there's a good side to COVID, it's actually probably helped the demand for local product and just local produce in general, because you've seen more people cooking at home, number one, a lot more canned and froze product for the winter months, so it's actually helped the sales.
Like all Virginia farmers, the produce growers of Southwest Virginia are still farming despite the pandemic. All they ask for is better weather next year. In Carroll County, Virginia, I'm Ricky Gibson reporting.